Steam censorship is worse than you think. And collective shout are worse than you know. In the last 24 hours, the communists that's what they are, they're collectivists. The communists that have appointed themselves spokespeople for all women are openly mocking, ridiculing you, and laughing that with a mere phone call, they got Steam censored. They've been working on this for 14 years. It's what happens when people have no life. But anyway, g'day friends and fans, I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books ProWritingAid, Power Games, Into the Ozbound, and The Erotic Tales from the Empire. Part 1 available now. Thank you to all the patrons and other supporters who help make this channel possible. I invite you to join them through my links in the link tree. Support me by buying my books, buying my merch, joining my Patreons. All my links are linked in my link tree. So the co-founder of the group has claimed credit for the Steam censorship, mocking you as porn-sick, brain-rotted pedo gamer fetishists. They don't know you, and they judge you. Now, the Steam has announced that they are content moderating. Okay, that they have new rules, and they're put in place by the credit card networks and banks. There's also internet providers now who have joined the fascistic march towards you are no longer under the illusion that this is a free market. Collective Shout, a communist group, has decided that they speak for all women and boasting about their victory. But it's going to be a short-lived victory, folks. And I hope that these women get sued. Isn't it great that feminists can protest and get people removed from their jobs, but you're not allowed to do anything to them? You're not allowed to say mean words about these bitches. Apparently, in Australia, Target and Kmart have stopped Grand Theft Auto 5 and the game No Mercy from Steam. But this is not all. And, of course, it's clearly created that any payment processor-based censorship is market manipulation. They're not going after OnlyFans. They're not actually going after pedophiles. We'll get to that. Here, one of the games, Skank. Several feeds may have had extreme violence, but those were already removed. But it was still removed anyway. The game was censored, but it was still removed. Alright, so recently Censorship Watch has started. Okay. They're telling you games that have been censored for Steam release, along with links to their patches that restore content. Hentai scenes are not available in Steam. Full review for Steam Uncensored subreddit, where you can get official patches and installation instructions. But it's not only sex games. Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty. And many others were censored. Alright. Some, of course, obviously were censored for alleged underage sex. But that's illegal. That's a matter of that country, not Steam, to deal with. Now, the vast majority of them are... But see, look, Fallout 3. Sometimes it's about the mods or the Japanese version because of the nuke in Fallout 3. The Witcher was censored. Mad Max was censored. Team Fortress was censored. You don't know how many games are censored. But many games were censored for violence. Or simply girls with big boobies. But you've got to remember, people are fighting back. As I said, I was wondering if I should start a petition or not. Well, it turns out somebody has started a petition and it's gaining momentum. Yes, folks, there's a petition to stop the censorship on Steam. Now, this is, of course, the anti-censorship Steam petition, Collective Shout, are all calling you a bunch of criminals. But remember, this is supposed to be a non-profit organisation. But that's a misnomer. See, non-profits can pay themselves. And these women pay themselves. A profit is when the... all it means is the organisation can't make a profit. But they do. They pay themselves huge salaries out of the money they fundraise. But here you go. Change it all. Tell MasterCard, Visa, and Activision stop controlling what we can watch. Yeah. Claims that her and her fascists are facing a torrent of abuse. Too bad, so sad. Go fuck yourself. Alright. In the campaign, people are fighting back against those who oppose Steam's new policies and the anti-censorship platform in general. Has come under attack. But of course, the activists say, it's well deserved because you're a bunch of pedos. PDF files. Oh, I'm sorry. YouTube's. But see, Nintendo says they're filtering out spam and inappropriate titles. So-called PlayStation, so-called because I think it's actually Sony itself, not PlayStation, who's doing this. Don't forget, Sony do own PlayStation, but it's supposed to be operating as a separate company. Because it is actually a separate company in theory. Okay, it's the Sony group. Okay, so what they have is AI generating what they call AI slop or explicit content. But you don't have a free market. You have a market controlled by Melinda, retard, who is mentally ill, okay? She's just saying that you're all basically sick. But one of the games I wanted to censor is Nier Automata, okay? And the creator of Nier Automata has told that has been warned that they're going to be facing censorship because Steam has begun, hasn't finished, prohibiting games that violate the rules and standards of the payment processors and banks, which also now extends to control of websites and social media. Alright, so any form of censorship affecting adult games, Automata creator Yoko Taro says, not only is it bad for games, it endangers democracy itself. Now, he did use... Remember, they're going after AI, and he, as a Japanese speaker, has been translated by AI. So, that's how because, remember, they're not just going after porn, okay? They're also going after AI as a... porn is just the screen on which they are establishing themselves as some sort of arbitrator. Just like green groups are an arbitrator. Just like vegan groups are arbitrators. Or halal. Or any of those other certification groups that tell you what good food you're eating. Yet in the last 75 years, have they ever told you the truth? Because, look around, they're lying to you. All right, so this is regulations that go beyond the government. And these go the fact that the payment processor, which controls everything, could do at its own discretion to just one person with no blowback, no repercussions, no appeal, just PayPal, Visa and MasterCard having a huge amount of power over the entire global financial system. And if one decides it won't deal with certain sort of content, it hopes to come make money from it. It's like if Saudi Arabia bans something, it's suddenly worldwide. You want that to happen? Yet that's exactly what these bimbos are doing. But it's not just money. Okay? It's your speech. They're moving not just to ban the games, but the speech around the games and people and related to the games. They're cancelling people for having worked on adult content, jeopardizing freedom of expression. This group is, even though over 100, there's still some of the best games still out there yet to be uncensored. But see, here's what it's, feel free to read, but they're not only censoring games, they're massive hypocrites, they're effectively bullies who call themselves, that's right, like Mums of Liberty. They changed their name. Collective shout, the mask is off, they're going full communist. And they're now targeting Detroit Becomes Human, and they've been going after it for some time. They've brought down other games, GTA 5, they're going after GTA 6. They're hypocrites because they openly support cuties. A Netflix show about kids doing things they shouldn't. Even the co-founders supported this with screenshots, but these were edited. They also sell sex ed books. Yeah, they're writers. They want to ban everything that is not theirs. And they've openly stated it. They want to get rid of... This is the thing. Feminists are starting to wonder, when are they next? Because they now banning stuff for... They actually want to ban Hot Bunnies or something. Hot Bunnies. It's actually run by lesbians and they want to ban it because it sexualizes women. So, hey, wait till they start banning prostitution. Oh, well, maybe when they start banning OnlyFans, people will wake up. But I suggest to you that is exactly the opposite of what they're doing. They're banning everything but OnlyFans. Anything they cannot control and doesn't pay their toll, they ban. Trust me, folks. You go to your supermarket. Look at all your food. How many stamps are on your food? 20 years ago, there weren't that many. All these certification agencies. Yet your food's unhealthy. So, are they certifying healthy food, or is it just the companies paying the toll to these corrupt organisations? You're letting a whole company be shut down by a bunch of people who support a kid show because it appeals to lesbians. And eugenics. They're eugenicists, by the way. They call them, they're stunning and brave women, but their creed of perfection and control is definitely reminiscent of communist China. She's also threatened to sue a blogger that posts about her religious beliefs, exposing her. This has been going on for quite some time, okay? When Rachel Hills interviewed Melinda Retard Resist, where does her moral fails come from? Fundamental Christianity? So-called. She's allegedly a member of the Christian right. So-called evangelical, but She's actually operating, allegedly, a Baptist. She believes that sex is filth and renders somebody impure. But she's also pro-abortion. She also sells a book about sex ed. But she also claims to be a feminist. Is she anti-abortion? She claims to be. But she was at a pro-abortion rally. Again, a hypocrite. She was recruiting people at pro-abortion rallies. Alright, so there is a bill before Congress, or was a bill before Congress when this was made, to stop this a day ago. So we hope it will go ahead and will basically remove payment powers, payment processors from actually knowing what you do with your money. Gamers rise up. They claim Cuties was ethically problematic but a protest against the sexualization of girls. But they had a sex education book. Yeah. So they took down somebody else's book, but they had their own. Going after beauty pageants. Yeah, their logo's a butthole. Yeah, well, that's true. Those who know anything about early days of art and drawing, yeah, that's a butthole. Yeah, turning political, but I don't think they're friends of Trump. I think they hate Trump. I think they got TDS. It's very hard to tell because they're all over the map. They're hypocrites who are all over the map. But one thing is certain, they are definitely going after kawaii or kawaii culture, cute culture. Why? Because, wait, have you seen what they look like in real life? They're all hiding behind, they're all hiding behind, they're ugly. These are ugly old people. They're in their 50s and 60s. They're decayed. Let's see if we can see what they look like. Please sign in. Blah, blah, blah. No, we won't. Need passwords. No. Here we go. See? They're against anything and everything. They want to control. They are controlling. Look at how old and ugly they are. They think they can stop sexual violence. But it's only against women, of course. Of course. They're pure CCP, you know. Tweets of my own. No, they're not. Okay? They are far from independent. But remember, the first story was published by Vice, was pulled. Articles about collective shout and censorship. Apparently there's a report. The Vice, because the articles were controversial, not because they're inaccurate, but many people actually point out they were inaccurate. There was They falsely labelled a lot of stuff as PDF, even though they're clearly not. And yeah, you want. I think it's jealousy. I think it's jealousy and rage that nobody finds her hot. Nobody ever found her hot. But you notice it's one-sided. They're not going after the sexualization of men, folks. They're not going after OnlyFans, folks. And yes, they want to shut down cosplay, fan service, bikinis. They had a t-shirt ban because it says I have the best buns, with a pair of buns where the breast normally found. Folks, they're beyond the pale right now. Okay, I'll try to include the link in the description for this petition. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and please support the channel. You can support the channel on Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links are in the link tree. You can find that description below in my profile or scan the QR code on the screen. Once again, thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.